Welcome to the Talking Texas Rangers show. As always, I'm your host, Larry Lease. Today's episode, we dive into all the latest headlines coming out of Globe Life Field. Before we do that, give me your thoughts on future topics in the comment section below. And let me know if I got anything wrong in the comment section as well. And with that, let's dive into today's first topic. The Rangers have officially been eliminated from playoff contention for the second straight season. An eighth straight loss officially damages the Rangers' 2025 hopes and dreams. While the season isn't officially over, it will be soon, as the Texas Rangers have officially been eliminated from playoff contention following a 4-1 loss to Minnesota on Tuesday. Not only that, it was their eighth straight loss, and the attention turns to somehow finding a way to salvage the final games of 2025 and get out of the season with a winning record. On paper, this team was determined to be one of the best in the AL, if not throughout the entirety of Major League Baseball heading into the season. What we know now is that not only do preseason rankings carry very little weight, we also know that things are not always what they seem, and there are plenty of flaws present among the 2025 Texas Rangers. On Tuesday, when the Rangers got eliminated, they were hitting .235 as a team. This ranked sixth worst in all of MLB, in a position the Rangers were familiar with all season, routinely sitting in the bottom 10 of the league all year long. Truth of the matter is this: Texas simply failed to score runs. With 5 games left, they are the ninth worst run-producing team, 156 runs less than the league-leading 819 of the New York Yankees. On top of that, the Rangers are 21-27 in one-run games, 32-46 away from Globe Life Field, and a staggering 29 games with scoring 1 or fewer runs. It just ultimately was a team that failed to produce runs despite the talent level on the roster. Now, where do the Rangers go from here? Well, they finish out the remaining games of the season and take some time to truly evaluate the talent that is currently on the roster. Next comes making important decisions regarding the direction they want to take this winter. They will likely let the younger players shine over the final games, having already officially ruled out Corey Seager and Marcus Semien for the season. It might mean even have Adolis Garcia, Jonah Heim, Josh Young, and Jake Berger taking a back seat. The Rangers will also go into the ending thinking about the legacy that Bruce Bochy is possibly leaving behind. In his 3 seasons at the helm, Bochy delivered a World Series, but ended up missing the playoffs the next 2 seasons. With his contract being up at the end of the season, will he retire? Does he go elsewhere? Do the Rangers feel compelled to bring him back? All these questions will need to be answered during the offseason. But one thing is guaranteed: they can't afford to replicate the structure of the past 2 seasons, and it all starts with the choices they make from here. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the Rangers this season. How would you rate their season? They definitely had struggles, but I think they're getting there in the next year or so. But let me know your thoughts. And now on to our next topic. The Rangers' offseason shopping list will once again be dominated by pitching. Texas Rangers hit offseason crossroads after a playoff flop. With the Texas Rangers officially eliminated from the playoffs chase after yet another ugly loss on Tuesday night, it's officially time to start looking at who the team should add on this offseason. Most fans might say that the team needs to soup up its offense, and they wouldn't be totally wrong. However, with the return of Corey Seager, Evan Carter, and Marcus Semien, and the hope they'll all be healthy all season, the offense could take a big step up without massive offseason additions. Meanwhile, the pitching staff will absolutely need to see some additions simply because there are going to be holes in the rotation and the bullpen due to free agency. At the moment, the Texas Rangers rotation consists of 35-year-old Patrick Corbin, 36-year-old Merrill Kelly, 37-year-old Jacob deGrom, swingman Jacob Latz, who is only starting because 35-year-old Nathan Eovaldi is done for the year, and one young arm in 25-year-old Jack Leiter. Add in Tyler Mahle, who just returned. Corbin, Kelly, and Mahle are all free agents this winter. The team will also have 6 relievers looking for new contracts. While guys like Kumar Rocker would love to be waiting in the wings, even if they do trust him enough to give him a rotation spot at some point next year, they'd be foolish to count on him. Of course, any addition to the pitching staff that Chris Young makes still have to jibe with a payroll that has been among the highest in baseball for several years. It's a safe bet that he'll have to choose between choosing up the Rangers' offense and their pitching staff, especially after spending a bundle for 2 straight teams that missed the playoffs. It's fun to dream on who they might add, but the club will walk a tightrope this offseason. And now on to our next topic. We're going to take a look at 3 offseason moves that the Rangers must do. The Rangers' path back to glory starts with these 3 must-do offseason moves. The Rangers made an amazing late-season surge in late August, being as close as 2 games out in the American League West division, until suffering 7 straight losses and falling dramatically behind. With a lot of optimism heading into the season, the Rangers were determined to not repeat a dreadful 2024 season. But from the get-go back in March, it all seemed to not fit together. Because of that, Texas is about to face off-season choices in an effort to rewrite the ship. So, number 1, ditch deadweight that is Jonah Heim and Adolis Garcia. Now, Heim and Garcia were not the only 2 performers to kill any momentum this season, but they are easily the 2 who have the least amount of positive future with the Rangers. Both are in their 30s. The 2 had perhaps one of the worst offensive seasons of their careers. Combined, they have a 3.2 WAR and 876 at-bats throughout the season. Heim is hitting .215 and is statistically a bottom-barrel catcher. Garcia is the best of the 2, worth a 2.6 WAR, but is on pace to put up his worst offensive numbers in his career. Even after a down 2024 season and a lot of hope he'd turn it around, this didn't materialize. Down the stretch, we saw the rise of several young players that can fill the void of Garcia and hopefully give Texas much-needed youth. As for Heim, the best fit to replace him is still unknown, but it's clear the Rangers need to part ways with the former Gold Glover. Next, try to keep pitching intact or replicate success. One aspect of the season the Rangers can fall back on is the success of their pitching staff, especially their starting rotation. Entering the final week of the regular season, Texas has a .345 ERA, which is the best mark in all of baseball. By the end of the season, Jacob deGrom will reach 30 starts on the year and will surprisingly get through a full 162-game season without a trip to the injury list. And even though Nathan Eovaldi's season was interrupted and ultimately ended by injuries, he was on a potential Cy Young path. Other important names include the second half of Merrill Kelly, the resurgence of Patrick Corbin, rookie Jack Leiter, spot starter Jacob Latz, and a bit of Tyler Mahle. If Texas can find a way to keep some of that intact, possibly revitalize Kumar Rocker, and try to re-sign one of Kelly or Mahle, it could lead to a repeated effort in 2026. Next, spend money to upgrade the weakest links. Addressing the weakest links on the roster includes several positions on the field. Despite being a top 10 payroll this season, they are likely going to be one of the only teams in that rank to miss the playoffs entirely. Yes, one of those might be filling a hole that Heim would leave behind if Texas does decide to part ways with him. Now the Rangers spend a lot of money during the 2022 and 2023 off seasons, but since have spent a little more frugally. Right now, Texas needs to find a way to upgrade their outfield and catching. It also wouldn't hurt to go after a first baseman, despite having a young slugger in Jake Berger. If the Rangers are serious about addressing the problem areas and not just half attempt a restructuring, they need to spend money. Let me know your thoughts on this topic in the comment section below. What do you think they need to do heading into 2026? Let me know. And with that, we move on to our next topic. The future of Bruce Bochy should be in doubt. Bruce Bochy's 2026 return to the Rangers should be in doubt. Injuries hurt, but effort and execution were the final Rangers nail. Last week, the Texas Rangers were back in the playoff hunt and looking like one of the hottest teams in the country. But unfortunately, this week, they are officially out of the playoffs, and manager Bruce Bochy was blasting his team. Bochy blasted his team in a way that he'd rarely done, as they underachieved all season long. Granted, they hadn't played as poorly as they have over the last 8 games. The 8-game losing streak took them from 2 games out to officially out, and one has to wonder how that happens under a manager and leader like Bochy. Should Bruce Bochy be welcomed back to the Rangers? He said, quote, "This was probably our worst game. We looked at it. I know we've got some injuries and things, but we just couldn't get anything going. Made too many mistakes. We've got to do a better job of hitting the field. We as a staff have to make sure they do that. That's not going to work tonight. We dealt with a tough week with the play. This is not how we want to finish. And so we'll find out here over the next few games who's going to be out there ready to go." It's hard to hear that a veteran manager doesn't know who's going to be ready to go. It's hard to see a manager allow his team to fall out of the playoffs as completely as this one did, even with the many, many injuries they suffered to key players. Indeed, when a team is playing as shorthanded as the Rangers are over a 162-game season, things will go wrong quickly. And yet, it's Bruce Bochy's job to make sure the team still plays as hard as it can, especially when they're in the race. Once the season is over after this weekend, there's going to be a lot of soul-searching and examination. Whether the Texas Rangers should allow Bruce Bochy back, even if he wants to come, has to be one of those questions. So, it's up to you in the comment section. Would you bring him back, or would you ship him off to somewhere else? And also, if he were to leave, do you think there's another team that you find that would take him? Let me know. The Texas Rangers season was undone by struggles away from Go-By Field. The road woes ultimately ended the team's season. There is an axiom in professional sports that generally holds true each and every year. If a team can go 500 on the road and be well above 500 at home, then you will likely have a successful season. The Rangers' 2025 road woes proved this to be true, as they ultimately became their undoing all season long and down the stretch. The Rangers are on the outside looking in, and even though they haven't been, or I should say now that I'm recording this, have been officially eliminated, if they could have performed away from Go-By Field, they could have been in the thick of the playoff race. The team has a dismal road record, the third worst mark in the American League. Only the bottom-feeding Minnesota Twins and White Sox have been worse. Although the pitching and defense traveled very well for the organization, it was a season-long lack of success at the plate that mostly contributed to the team's road problems. The Rangers pitchers maintained a road ERA that was in the top half of baseball, but offensively, they are hitting .242 away from Go-By Field, which ranks in the bottom half of the league. When the Rangers played a crucial 3-game road series against the Astros from September 15th to the 17th, they were sporting a 79-71 record and were 2 games back of the Astros for a wildcard spot. In the process of being swept, the Rangers scored just 10 runs in 3 games and found themselves a full 5 games out of the postseason with only 12 games left to play. Realistically, the season was over at that point. Their inability to hit during that make-or-break road series became their death blow, I should say. They suffered a 7-game losing streak. The first 4 losses came on the road, and unfortunately, the Rangers look to have raised the white flag on the season. Let me know what you think of the Rangers season as a whole. Leave it in the comments section below. And of course, if you want to support the channel, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/TTRangers. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Let me know your thoughts. Give us a thumbs up if you like our video. Hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification button to be notified of future videos. And with that, thank you so much for watching and listening, being a fan, and of course, here's hoping 2026 will be a better season for the Rangers. And we'll see you next time on the Talkin' Texas Rangers show.